just as you open your mouth to give the order. Gatter emerges from the crowd, pushing through the formation. His face is twisted with anger, fists clenched. He plants himself in front of you. "You're wasting your time, Kaller. This is a mistake. You shouldn't be going." He sneers, eyes glinting. "You're just a scout, not a diplomat, not a hero." I turn around, my hair bristling at the sound of that voice I despise. Gatter, my sworn enemy, taunting me even in front of my men. Yet my confidence and humor quickly return, and I choose to respond in kind. "Don't worry, Gatter," I say with a sly grin. "I'll fetch you a little log to keep you warm tonight. That way, you won't have to bother calling in the big, strong boys from your gang to do it for you." I let out a laugh at my own jab, sharp and teasing, and my companions can't help but chuckle along, their own smiles flickering despite the tension. Gatter's face turns betrayed, his eyes blazing with fury. He clenches his fists so tightly his knuckles crack. The surrounding riders exchange uneasy glances, sensing the escalating confrontation. Some instinctively step back, creating space between themselves and the volatile situation. "You think you're clever, don't you, Kaller?" Gatter seethes, his words dripping with venom. "You're playing games, wasting time, while real men are working to protect this kingdom. You're nothing but a..." He catches himself, aware of the audience. His eyes dart around, searching for support but find none. The riders' amusement simmers beneath the surface, clearly enjoying the exchange. Even Commander Valier's expression softens slightly, clearly unimpressed by Gatter's show. "You'll regret this," Gatter hisses, his words barely audible over the wind. "You'll regret every single word." I keep a mocking smile on my face as Gatter storms off, still smarting from my well-aimed jab. A few minutes later, we're ready to depart. Our horses paw at the ground eagerly, happy for some exercise despite the stormy weather. 60 riders fall in behind me in orderly formation, their eyes alert, hooves thundering softly on the wet earth. Commander Valier watches us leave, a mix of worry and satisfaction in his gaze. The ride to Bramir Forest stretches over several kilometers of open steppe. The storm has begun to ease, but clouds still churn overhead, and gusts of wind whip through the tall grass. The riders keep formation, scanning the horizon, every sound amplified across the flat terrain. Then just ahead, you notice a grim sight. The carts meant to deliver the timber lie abandoned on the path. Timber is scattered across the ground, wheels broken, and the horses are dead, bodies torn and mangled. The villagers transporting the wood are nowhere alive. Each shows signs of violent attack, as if something vicious had struck and vanished without a trace. Weapons lie strewn among the wreckage, bent or broken. A heavy silence falls over the riders. Your hands tighten on the reins, eyes narrowing across the open steppe. Whatever struck here was fast, deadly, and still at large. Every instinct screams that danger is close. The delivery that never arrived met a fate far worse than anyone expected. The riders freeze for a moment, their eyes scanning the devastation, faces pale beneath the storm-gray sky. Whispers ripple through the group, a mix of shock and rising anger. Eldar grips his sword tighter, stepping forward. This is monstrous. Who could do such a thing?" His jaw clenches, and a flicker of protective instinct shines in his eyes as he glances at the others. Tavnar crouches low, his hand brushing the ground, eyes darting across the scene. "Whatever did this, it's fast, clever. It didn't leave a trail, nothing. Be ready. They might still be watching." His eagle flaps anxiously, circling above like a dark sentinel. Korvar cracks his knuckles, his usual grim humor replaced with a stormy glare. "Finally, something worth smashing," he mutters, already scanning the horizon for movement. His voice carries the promise of controlled fury. Lysar kneels, inspecting the fallen villagers and animals with a steady, somber gaze. "We need to be cautious. We can't let anger blind us. Whoever did this may be setting a trap." The 60 riders stir as one, the cohesion of your unit snapping into place. Hooves shuffle on the grass, lances and weapons raised instinctively. Murmurs ripple through them, a mixture of fear, resolve, and anticipation. Corvar barks out commands, his voice carrying across the flat plain. Circle the area. No one leaves, no one approaches from the rear. Watch everything. Tavnar signals with a sweep of his hand, guiding the cavalry to positions that cover the open steppe, while Eldar moves alongside the riders, ensuring their formation holds. Lysar silently scans the horizon, bow at the ready, eyes narrowing at every shadow, every movement of the tall grass. The group stands tense, alert, a living wall of vigilance across the open plain. Even the youngest riders tighten their grips on the reins, hearts racing, fully aware that the unknown assailants could strike again at any moment. The steppe feels different now, more dangerous, alive with unseen threats. Every instinct in Kallar's unit screams that whatever killed these villagers is still out there, and it may be hunting them next. When suddenly, Tavnar's eagle, circling high above to survey the steppe, swooped down onto his arm, raking at his glove with its sharp beak. Its message was clear. Danger lurked right beside us. My heart tightened as a distant pounding reached my ears, hoofbeats coming fast. I mounted quickly and scanned the horizon, and what I saw made my blood run cold. About 20 Altracker, monstrous steppe predators, vicious and terrifying, each ridden by Zaruch with cruel grins, clearly intent on making us their next prey. I forced myself to stay calm. Emergencies aren't new to me, but this was different. I'd never faced these trained abominations before. Even with our numbers, charging headlong would be madness. Strategy had to come first. Lysar, I shouted, pointing to the flank. Take the other mounted archers and cover our rear. We're falling back straight to Bramir Forest. From Bramir, he called back, already rallying his group. I turned to the rest of my riders, my voice cutting through the rising wind and the distant roars of the Altracker. Riders with me, into the forest now. The column surged forward, hooves pounding the steppe, hearts racing. Behind us, the shadows of the Altracker drew closer and the forest loomed ahead, a dark promise of refuge and of the battles yet to come. Your riders spur their horses forward, racing towards the tree line. Fear and urgency drive them, but they hold steady, trusting your leadership. The forest grows larger, its branches stretching out like skeletal fingers, offering sanctuary, but also concealment and uncertainty. The Altracker riders gain ground, their beasts' powerful strides eating away at the distance. Their laughter echoes across the plain, a cold, mirthless sound that sends shivers down spines. They're confident, convinced of their advantage. Their mounts, bred specifically for the harsh steppes, seem almost supernatural in their speed and ferocity. Lysar's contingent falls behind, providing a screen of arrows to slow the pursuers. Arrows whistle past, some finding marks, but the Altracker riders weave expertly, avoiding direct hits. They're too experienced, too well-trained. Eldar rides next to you, his eyes locked on the approaching enemy. We're not going to make it, Kallar, not at this pace. Corvar growls, his grip tightening on his reins. We'll hold them off, somehow. Tavnar glances back, his face pale. Those things, they're going to rip us apart. The trees loom closer, a desperate refuge. But will you reach them in time?